Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the E16 series between Bergen and Oslo. My name is Emma. I am the owner of The Hidden North, an online travel guide for Northern Europe with a focus on Norway and road tripping and the coastal ferry. In episode 5, we'll be going through the Valdres Valley from Vang to Fagernes. This is a short drive, but along the way we will pass 4 historic churches because the road we are taking is part of the historic King's Road. There has been trade happening here for over 1,000 years. This drive is very pretty. The sun finally comes out. If you've watched the other episodes, you would have seen in Western Norway the weather was quite miserable, but now we're in the east where it always seems to be sunny. Enjoy this drive, part 5, from Vang to Fagernes. We are now driving through the traditional Valdres Valley. Valdres is the name of the valley and traditional region, and Valdres is well known for their unique folk traditions and the production of fisk, which is trout from lakes that is then fermented. I will talk about that a little bit later in the video as well as in the next episode. Valdres is located approximately midway between Bergen and Oslo. Agriculture is the main industry here. We are passing one of the Stave churches on this drive, which is Hore Stave Church. In medieval times, Valdres had a large number of churches, with at least 21 in the valley. 18 of them were Stave churches. To compare, the next valley over, which is called Hallingdal, had far less churches. Hore was built in 1179 according to a runic inscription found on the church. This is the second church to stand on the site, and under the church are graves, including some for children. Some of the tombs have been dated to the first church on the site. The church is still used by the community for service, and it is possible to visit inside the church in the summer months. You can also park in front of the church and walk around outside. We do not drive there today because we've already been to this church, that's where the photo comes from, but if you're doing this drive, I do recommend heading up there yourself. We are now entering Vestre Municipality, and this is a very interesting municipality with lots of historic sites. The municipality is partly named after the historic Slidre church, which we'll soon see, and the coat of arms is based on a heraldic decoration found in the church that dates back to 1170. The design was originally part of a seal that belonged to a medieval nobleman in the area. The meaning of the design, however, is unknown. Vestre Slidre is mentioned in the Old Norse sagas. Harald Fairhair, who became the first king of Norway, he did some conquests over petty kingdoms. One of the encounters that led to the overall conquest was the Skallagrim Kveldulfsen, in Vestre Slidre. Also in 1023, King Olav Haraldsson came here to Christianize the people. So he took all their boats and said, I will give them back if you become Christian, so they did. Very effective method. In the year 2000, historic Sami huts were discovered here, which indicates that the indigenous people, the Sami, were once this far south. This is the southernmost Sami find in Norway. We are soon passing the turnoff for Lomen Stave Church. Lomen Stave Church is from around the year 1192, and the church used to be a pillar stave church, where the main room has 4 supporting stave beams. The style and decoration of the church is based on the Valdres Song stave churches, very similar to ones we've seen on this drive. And they believe the reason why the architecture is very similar is because of the old road between east and west Norway. Like all stave churches, Lomen Stave Church has fallen victim to modernisation and renovation. The choir is from a major renovation in the 1750s, During this time, the walls were also expanded to make the rooms larger. During the last refurbishment, archaeological excavations uncovered 71 artifacts, including jewelry and coins. The oldest coin found here is from King Sverre's time, which is in the 12th century. So we are now passing the exit for Slidredomen, or the Slidre Cathedral. We won't see it from the road, but I do really recommend taking this detour. The church was built around the 12th century in stone and brick, which really indicates importance. Think of all the stave churches we've seen built in wood. Stone was such a rare material, so this shows this was an important place. So there are many things inside this church from the 13th century, and on the eastern wall of the choir is an impressive lime painting from the 1400s showing the apostles. The church's roof painting dates back to 1250, and it shows Christ surrounded by evangelicist symbols, which is just incredible. So I do recommend going to the church. It does open in the summer months.
said to me, it seems like you like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we do this right. Canceled all my plans to be with you tonight. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be. You make me anxious. I think I might be stuck on you. I love the things you did for me. It seems like you're dropping clues. There's no need to rush, so let's just take our time. Dropping everything, 'cause you're stuck on my mind. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be. Oh, we were meant to be. Oh, we were meant to be. Sit with me, talking through the night into the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think you were meant to be with me.
We are almost at the end of today's episode, which makes me so sad, but right now we are driving through the village of Ulnes, just before Fagernes. Here you'll see another historic church. I know there are so many on this drive. The earliest records of this church go back to 1307, but the church was not new that year. They believe it's from the mid-13th century. In 1675, there were plans to replace it with a new wooden church, but thankfully that didn't happen. The church was put out of use in 1720, but thankfully it has come under protection. We will barely see the church. You can just see it to the right. But I do recommend taking a detour to go and take a look at the church. That is Ulnes Church. Next stop and the last stop on today's drive is the town of Fagernes. Here we are at our last town for today's episode, which is Fagernes, a really beautiful little town and a great place to spend the night. Fagernes is a major hub along the E16 highway, and it's also the commercial centre for the Valdres region. The word Fagernes, it refers to a beautiful headland, and the town was only established in the mid-19th century. In the town, you'll see the Valdres Folk Museum, which is an open-air museum showing the culture of the Valdres region. There is also an indoor exhibition. I really recommend going to this museum, and if you're driving through here in summer, they often have performances like concerts, fiddle players, dancing, and so on. So let's make our way through Fagernes, and you can see the town for yourself. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. Be sure to check out the next episode, which is also the last episode in my E16 series, where I will continue from Fagernes all the way to Oslo, the capital of Norway. Thank you so much for coming on today's drive with me. Let's get some petrol, let's get the husband a snack, and then let's continue to Oslo. Thank you so much for coming.